Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, October the 12th. I'm Clay Emo at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. Last night, the Canucks beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. Score that probably was a bit flattering to the Canucks. It was a very close game, and it was buoyed by 2 empty net goals. But alas, it's a 4-1 victory. The Canucks will take it. They're now 2-2 on the season, 500, and that was their first road win of the year. After the game, I tried my first ever YouTube live stream, kind of like my own post-game show, and I loved it. I love the interaction. I love the feedback. I love the back and forth. I think that's admittedly where I thrive in those types of environments. Well, thrive, no matter how you just define the word thrive, but I'm really comfortable in that, and being spontaneous and not having a lot of time to think. Well, I barely think before I record these types of videos, but able to interact, to read and react basically off of the comments, answer questions, and I had a lot of fun. One thing I need to work on though when I do it again is I need to speak a little bit slower. I think I was too excited. Maybe I was excited that I was actually doing it for the first time. I was trying to get through all the questions in 30 minutes, so I spoke very, very quickly. I think it led to an energetic and fast-paced live stream, but I got to make sure I got to calm down the next time I do it. I was very excited. Also got to talk about the game, talk about some players, talk about some plays, and I also brought in my dog Mickey for a special guest appearance at the very end. So all to say thank you to those of you who joined me. Sorry for the time you're never going to get back. And I want to give a special shout out to the 6 or 7 hockey YouTubers, brothers and sisters from my hockey YouTube community who came by to support me and to stop by and to lend their voice as well. Really appreciate that support. Don't want to name all of them here because I might forget one, but I do appreciate all of you very much. And I probably do those about 2 or 3 times a month. There's no way I'll be able to do it after every game depending on schedule, what time the game is, or my own work or family or ministry schedule. But, you know, 2 or 3 times a month, I think that's pretty good. So thanks again for those of you who joined us on the live stream. What we talked about in the live stream was basically what I want to talk about now, but in expanded form. Last night's victory. The starting goal, Anders Nilsson, first star of the game, made 33 of 34 saves. He was great. He looked solid. Rebound control was good, was decent. He played big. He played his angles. I heard him say after the game that he was able to see every puck, and you could tell he never looked out of place. The only goal that beat him wasn't his fault. You know, it was a bit of a scramble from all 5 players on the ice, a couple of rebounds and extended pressure from Tampa Bay. So you can't blame him. And to hold a team that has guys like Kucherov and Stamkos and Palat and Johnson and Gord and Killorn and Hedman, to hold them to 1 goal, I'd say Nilsson played a very strong game. We will see what happens on Saturday if he gets a 2nd straight start against Florida. Hockey defense is a team game, so you got to give credit to his defensemen as well. Tanev and Edler blocking shots, as always, playing very strong. Goodbranson got beat a couple times, but played a decent game, as did all of them. Pouliot, Hutton, Stetcher. Interesting about Hutton and Stetcher, they only got 15 and 14 minutes ice time respectively. I can't remember the order, but I know it's 15 minutes or less. So I think that's fine. You probably want to see Stetcher play a bit more, but Hutton, that was fine. But overall, you can't. This was the first game where the Canucks D has looked really strong. Once again, holding Tampa Bay to only 1 goal is pretty impressive. Then, of course, up front, you have the 4 scorers were all young guys. Pettersson, Boeser, Virtanen, and Granlund. Let's talk about the first 2 goals, the 2 non-empty net goals. Pettersson, wonderful goal. He did a nice give and go with Goodobin to gain the line, try to rush the net, got hacked a little bit, lost the puck. But with Pettersson, you see his hockey IQ, you see his vision, you see his hockey sense. He's always looking to make a play, always looking to make himself open. So sure enough, he retrieved the puck in the corner, skated out towards the middle or towards the faceoff dot. He did a cross ice pass across the middle to the blue line. It went D to D. Meanwhile, Pettersson curled towards the middle. Pouliot takes a shot, and Pettersson definitely, I'm not sure if he tipped it or went off him, but he put himself in a position to deflect it. Pettersson gets a 7th point of the season, his 4th goal in 4 games. Is he going to get 82 goals? Probably not. Is he going to get 120 points? Probably not. But as I said in the live stream last night, earlier in the season, at the start of the season, I said he'd probably get between 55 and 60 points. Boeser-like points from last season. Now I could see him getting 80 to 85 points. Matthew Barzal-like points for the season. So let's see how Pettersson does. But hey, early favorite to win the Calder Trophy, and I don't think anyone in Vancouver is complaining. Brock Boeser scores his first goal of the season. A really good game, a really good goal, I should say. Sven Barchi pressured Alex Killorn in the corner. Killorn coughed the puck up. Boeser, much like Pettersson, showing his hockey sense, found the open space right at the dot, saw the puck come out, right place, right time, slap shot, boom, pass Vasileski's glove, excuse me, and Boeser has his first goal of the season. He yelled so loud, I jumped off my well, I was yelling too, but I jumped off my couch and I could hear him screaming through the TV. I'm sure everyone in the arena heard it. A scream of joy, relief, anger, frustration, whatever it is, elation, and then of course the big smile afterwards. So happy for Boeser. 1 goal in 5 games, couple assists. So is he only going to get 16 goals? No, I still see him getting between 25 and 30 goals on the season. Interesting comment on YouTube. One guy said to me, let's not get too excited about Boeser's goal, you know, and I see where this commenter is coming from, but I would ask, I think we should get excited about Boeser's goal, mostly for him. We should be excited for him, that it's probably a big weight lifted off his shoulders, give him some confidence, and maybe now, you know how kind of these things are kind of streaky, maybe it means he starts to score more goals in a shorter period of time. And to that commenter, yes, I agree, we shouldn't get too excited about the goal, but let's preach the same moderation when he doesn't score. So I hope people were using the same moderation when he wasn't scoring. Don't get too excited that he scored, but let's not get too down on him because it took him 5 games to score. So that was Pettersson. Excuse me, that was Boeser. Then Jake Virtanen scores an empty netter and then assists on Marcus Granlund's empty netter a minute later, or actually with only 6 seconds left. So 2 empty net goals to make the score 4-1. I really like Virtanen playing with Brandon Sutter. As I've mentioned in the last few videos, Sutter's really growing on me. I think his presence, his veteran presence, is very important. I think he's a good, calm, steady, reliable player on the ice. Great communicator, and I think he's going to be great for Virtanen's game. It's interesting to see Virtanen's ice time. You know, 3 or 4 minutes in the first period, 4 to 5 minutes in the second period, and then over 6.5 minutes in the third period, ending up with just under 15 minutes of ice time. So maybe we have seen the end of 10-minute Jake, and Travis Green is starting to show a lot of confidence in Jake Virtanen, even having him on the ice protecting the lead with 2 minutes left, and that's how Virtanen got his 2 empty net points. So good on Virtanen. And one other thing about the forwards, Travis Green, not afraid to switch his lines up. Remember, halfway through the third period, it's still 1-0 Tampa. So he moved Tyler Mott down the 4th line to play with Beagle and Schaller, put Granlund up on the 3rd line from the 4th line to play with Sutter and Virtanen. And Granlund and Sutter played a lot together the past few years in Vancouver. Second line stays the same. Pettersson between Godolbin and Eriksson. And then Sven Barchi, who started the game on the 3rd line on Sutter's side, ended up being reunited with Bo and Brock. And that led to the second Canucks goal, the game-winning goal. So Travis Green, made him look smart. Good line swaps. Interesting to see what happens when Antoine Roussel. I expect Roussel to get in. Excuse me. I expect Roussel to get into the lineup by the end of this road trip. When he comes in, you got to activate him off the IR. So that means the Canucks got to make one more roster move. I've always said that they should send down Alex Biega. He's the only player that hasn't played in a game this season that's been on the active roster. So send him down while the D are healthy and happy. Stay with those 7D. Right now, Delzato's the odd man out. That way you don't have to send down a forward. Because if you send down a forward, then it's either Leipzig or Mott likely. I don't think you send down Granlund. So maybe it's Brendan Leipzig. He seems to be the most inconsistent of all the forwards so far. But, if you send down Biega instead, then you just carry 2 extra forwards and 1 extra D, right? 3 extra guys. Then you don't have to send anyone down. And I think Biega, you don't have a risk of losing him to waivers if you do send Biega down. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Lastly, of all the Canucks skaters, every Canucks skater except for 3 have a point already in 4 games, which is pretty good. The only 3 guys that don't have a point so far are Delzato, Ben Hutton, and Tim Schaller. And the one interesting thing about those 3 guys is they've only played 2 games each. So they haven't played the full 4 games. So it kind of intuitively makes sense that if anyone doesn't have a point yet, it would be the guys that have only played 2 games apiece. So that's a good thing. Scoring is up for the Canucks, obviously. They scored 5 in their season opener, then 4 in a loss to Calgary, 3 in a loss to Carolina, and then another 4 last night. So what's that? 5-4, 3 and 4. 5-4. That's 16 goals in 4 games. How's that for good math? So Canucks already scoring 4 goals a game, a far cry than anything that they've done in the past 3 seasons, as being, I think, the lowest scoring team, as Jason Botchers like to say, the lowest scoring team over the past 3 seasons in the NHL. So let's keep it going. Obviously, when you score a lot, like the Canucks are, and when you play good defense and great goaltending, it's going to lead to wins. So it's early, but they can look to build on this modest 1-game win streak when they play against the Luongo-less Florida Panthers tomorrow night. Canucks fans, what do you think? Leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply, as always. What stood out to you from last night's game? Was it Nilsson? Was it D? Or was it Pettersson, Boeser? How relieved are you for Boeser, and be honest. How, if you're excited and you're overexcited, share that too, because I want you to be honest. That's the main thing. Once again, thanks to those of you who joined me on the live stream. Looking to do that again later this month. And yeah, it's an off day. I don't know if the Canucks are skating or practicing. I haven't seen much yet, but I got to get to work. So leave a comment below. Subscribe to this channel. If you haven't done so already, give this video a like if you like what I'm doing. And have a great day. It's Friday. It's beautiful. Can't wait for an awesome weekend, starting with the Canucks game right in the middle of it, Saturday night in Florida. God bless, and go Canucks go.